At 11:47 p.m. CSPD received a call for service regarding a traffic accident here at the 4500 block of Barnes Road. When officers arrived on scene, they discovered that there were 4 vehicles involved in this crash. We've had 5 people transported. 3 of those individuals are in critical condition with life-threatening injuries.
Do you know like which vehicles the critical were? They in different vehicles? The criticals are in different vehicles?
The criticals were all from the white vehicle behind me. And I can say that all 3 of them were students at Doherty High School.
All 3 of the critically injured?
Correct.
Okay, are students. How many students were involved in total?
I believe just those 3.
Okay. And so, were these cars coming out of Doherty High? Can you explain how this unfolded?
Yeah, so I believe that the white car was traveling westbound on Barnes here, attempting to make a turn back into the school after lunch. When the other car, I think the truck, also came in. I don't know exactly any kind of fault. That will be determined by the investigation. The other 2 vehicles that were involved were parked here at the intersection looking to turn onto Barnes when the white vehicle was spun into them.
Okay, really fast. D11 gave very different information. We're going to go with what you're saying as the lead investigators. They said 2 students were involved with minor injuries. One was transported to Memorial Central, the other to Children's Hospital. Can you share whether that's...
No, I believe all 3 students were transported. I believe all with critical injuries.
Okay, all with critical injuries. Do you know how many people were in each of the other cars?
I do not.
Okay, gotcha. So will you talk about what's happening here in terms of a timeline for the investigation?
Yeah, so we're going to be out here for a considerable amount of time investigating exactly what happened, trying to figure out what the cause was. All of that will be part of this investigation, but the road will be closed for a significant amount of time, I would assume, for the next couple hours.
Okay, so 3 students, critical injuries. This is a very trouble-prone area.
Yeah.
A lot of parents have talked about that. Will you kind of speak to that in the traffic situation here in front of you?
I don't know how much I could speak to that. There's a lot of complex issues that go into this. I do know that the school zone was activated at the time of the crash, which is good, but I couldn't necessarily speak to some of those complexities. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that as far as roadway and driving behaviors that we impact with enforcement, but also things that are controlled by traffic engineering and roadway design and things like that. And we work very closely hand in hand to help make our roadways as safe as possible.
Do you believe that these students will be able to get out of the parking lot? Do you think this will clear by the end of the school day?
That's a great question. I'm not sure right now.
You just know it's going to take a while.
It's going to be a while. Yeah, it's going to be a good minute before we're able to clear the roadway.
So just to clarify again, you were saying that white car was actually coming westbound and making a turn into the parking lot?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, when the truck hit it?
I don't know exactly. I don't know what the timing of it was. I just know their directions of travel, if that makes sense.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so 3 critical.
5 transported. Minor. Yeah, 5 transported total. 3 of those were in critical condition.
And all 3 of them were in the white car?
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm guessing all their parents have been notified?
Correct. That's why I've been cleared to tell you that. Yep, all of their parents have been notified.
Okay.
How long is this going to be? Do you have an idea of roughly how long this is going to be?
I would say another couple hours at a minimum.
Okay.
Yeah, so definitely asking people to avoid the area if they can, find alternate roadways to travel on, and I'm sure D11 and Doherty will be releasing information about how parents can pick up kiddos and things like that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry it took me a minute and a half to get out here. Yeah, good to know, good to know.
But you also get how important it is to be on camera. That's amazing.
Yeah, well, especially something like this. We know the area, like you said. We know this, unfortunately know this intersection well, so.
Yeah. Let me know if I can help you at all.
Trying to untangle it a little bit.
Comes out with the windscreen. Oh, it did come out.
Wait, no, it didn't. Is it stuck in me? I'm stuck in here.
I want to thank you for joining us in the 11 Breaking News Center this afternoon. I'm Lauren Watson, your digital anchor here at KKTV 11 News. We just heard from CSPD on scene at Doherty High School after a rollover crash with some trapped parties. Now they're telling us that 3 students from Doherty have been transported to the hospital in critical condition with life-threatening injuries following this crash. 2 other people were also taken to the hospital. We've been keeping an eye on this. They said they expect the scene to be closed for at least a couple more hours. Still waiting to figure out how students are going to leave school for the day. Say that communication should come from the school district. Again, this is a live active scene you're taking a look at right now. I want to thank you for joining us in the 11 Breaking News Center after that update from police. We will have more on this in our newscast this afternoon at 4, 5:30, and at 10 this evening. I want to thank you again for joining us. I'm going to leave you with a live look from that scene.
So I don't know if you can answer this, but I interviewed one parent and they were like, why don't they put a red light camera here just to catch everything that's